I'm Leigh-Anne.
I'm Jesy.
Jade Thurwood.
I'm Perrie Edwards.
Before Little Mix released 5 hit albums, dropping singles like Love Me Like You, Wings, Hair, Black Magic, Touch, Secret Love Song, Woman Like Me, Power and Strip, as well as doing shoutouts to their exes.
I mean, shout out to my ex, it's like my jam.
Before Little Mix had a massive social media following of 11.6 million followers on Twitter and 10.4 million on Instagram at the time of this recording. Before Little Mix won 2 European Music Awards, 2 Teen Choice Awards, and 2 Glamour Awards. Although sometimes when you're in a group, they only give you 1 award. I wonder who gets it.
First of all, apologies to everyone for putting the word dick in our song, but everybody swears at these things, so dick, Anyway, hey!
Before Little Mix was playing along with James Corden on his Behind the Curtain segment.
Tell you what, we sounded pretty good together then, didn't we?
Yeah, you've got a great voice, James.
Thank you, Jesy.
It's Perrie.
Sorry, little mix up there.
Little Mix is the latest and greatest girl group hailing from the UK and recently have been making big moves here in North America. Now each member of the group has her own individual come-up story. One was an extra in Harry Potter, one worked at Pizza Hut, one has no sense of smell, and the other, well, she was turned down by the X Factor twice before making it to the big stage. Consisting of Jesy, Leigh-Anne, Perrie and Jade, well, they've made a name for themselves as Britain's most prolific girl group since, well, probably the Spice Girls. But their come-up story shares more parallels with a boy band known as One Direction. Ever heard of them? As solo acts, they all individually lacked what the X Factor judges were looking for, but as a 4-member girl group, they ended up winning the competition. Now I want to know which member is your favorite. I think I'm a bit of a Perrie fan, but I always fall for the Jesy types. You know, she's my ginger. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Michael McCrudden, documenting the life and career of Little Mix prior to fame. Here for you, of course, and before they're famous. Now, you guys requested this video, and as always, we need your suggestions for who to document next. You can find me on Instagram or Twitter at McCruddenM. Now let's get into Little Mix here on Before They're Famous. Also, my girlfriend, she's like, they're not a big deal. Well, Kara, sorry. The people wanted this video. Be sure to subscribe and hit that bell. Boom! Now, like all videos we do on a collective group of people, well, we have to explore their backgrounds individually. While they all seem to come from what some might call dysfunctional families filled with divorce, well, each singer brings their own unique influence to the group, drawing inspiration from a variety of different artists. Jesy Nelson was born on June 14th, 1991 in Romford, England, a town in East London. Now her parents are John and Janice Nelson. She has a sister named Jade as well as 2 brothers named Joseph and Jonathan. That's a lot of J's for one household. Now, according to a source, John and Janice, well, they separated when she was just a small child. Attending Joe Richards Community School in East London's Dagenham district, well, Jesy began singing. She counts TLC, Missy Elliott, and Britain's very own The Spice Girls as her early influences. Now, she's opened up in the past about her experiences with bullying. She stated, "When I was younger, I got bullied about the way I looked and thought once I was older it would stop. I hated going to school but didn't know who to talk to about it. It knocked my confidence a lot." What's with all the hot chicks always getting bullied? It seems to be a running theme. Now, the bullying, it apparently got so bad that Jesy was forced to move schools 5 separate times. Now, after winning X Factor, she found herself dealing with a whole new crowd of bullies via social media, which, you know, brought her back to, well, more than a few horrible childhood memories. While at Joe Richardson, well, Jesy, she was encouraged by Scott Richardson, the school's music instructor, to pursue singing professionally, as, well, he spotted her talents early on. Now, Jesy later went on to Abs Cross Academy at Arts College in the Hornchurch area, where she is said to have excelled in both drama and music. Now, Jesy found work as a child actor in England, and believe it or not, well, Jesy can actually be seen in a Harry Potter film that was shot back in 2005. Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire. Okay, it was released in 2005. That's my mistake. Anyway, great film. We couldn't find a clip. But great work.
I was in Harry Potter.
I've never, out of all these years, never known that.
Really? I've been in a few others, hun.
Before getting into music professionally, well, as babes do, she also worked as a bartender. Let's move on to Leigh-Anne Pinnock, who was born on October 4th, 1991. Now, she's originally from High Wycombe, a town about 29 miles northwest of London. Now her parents' names, they are John and Deborah, and she is reportedly of both Barbadian and Jamaican ancestry. She refers to Jamaica as her second home and the only place in the world where she feels at home other than England. Now since the age of 3, she's been visiting the island where her grandfather still lives. Now as the only black member of the group, well, Leigh-Anne has spoken about the racism that she has experienced in the industry and throughout her life. She stated, "We have a massive problem with racism built into our society. It's scary, but the more that people speak out, the more change we can start to make." She also has 2 sisters named Sarah and Sienna Louise. Now Leigh-Anne, she's been singing since she was just a small girl. 9. To be exact. We found the exact year. Now influenced mainly by Mariah Carey, she would often sing while getting ready for school. She also takes inspiration from Rihanna. She and her sister Sarah, they attended a stage school together where they would perform. Now before joining Little Mix, she apparently worked at a Pizza Hut. And while employed there, well, it had been said that she would sometimes steal dough at the end of her shift and take it home to make her own pizza. They say never take your work home, people. Perrie Edwards was born on July 10th, 1993 in South Shields, England, a coastal town on the River Tyne. That's not the Thames River, it's the Tyne River. I hope I'm not. Anyway, let's move on. She is the youngest of the group and she was born with a condition known as congenital anosmia, which leaves her with absolutely no sense of smell. Now her parents are Alex and Debbie and they are now divorced. Now Alex reportedly left Debbie when Perrie, she was just a small girl. And Perrie, she has an older brother named Johnny as well as a younger half-sister named Caitlin from her father's second marriage.
This is the first time Little Mix have been in New Zealand, but some of you may not know that I used to live here.
Her stepfather is originally from New Zealand, and when Perrie was 11 years old, the family moved to the country, settling in the city of Hamilton. She moved back to the UK 2 years later and did not return until 10 years later when Little Mix was touring there. Now she reunited with one of her best friends. It must have been, well, you know, she had died and gone to heaven. That's a touching thing. Kind of miss some of my friends. I work too much.
Perrie, I was actually reminiscing about us the other day, thinking how we used to sing Hilary Duff in your garage. Cracked me up. Good times.
Back in England, Perrie, she attended Radapool Primary School in Weymouth, as well as St. Peter and Paul Roman Catholic Primary School in her hometown of South Shields. She cites artists like Christina Aguilera, Whitney Houston, Mariah, and Michael Jackson as her main influences. Now she apparently is also a huge fan of the band Journey, admiring the vocals of the lead singer Steve Perry. Probably because of the last name, or probably because it's just a big hit at the end of the night at a bar.
Hello everyone, thank you very much for my award and I am really pleased, chuffed to bits.
Jade Amelia Thurwood was born on December 26, 1992 in South Shields and is reportedly of both Yemeni and Egyptian ancestry. Now her parents' names, they are James and Norma, and she also has an older brother named Carl who is reportedly 3 years older. Now Norma and James, well, they too are divorced. Now Jade, she grew up in the South Shields neighborhood of Leigh-Anne. Like Jesy, well, she was also the victim of bullying. But once she showed off her talent, well, people, they started respecting her. She stated, "At school, I was the SWAT who had erasers thrown at her in class until I stood up in the assembly and sang. There was this cheering and suddenly, I began to be cool." She attended South Tyneside College where she studied performing arts. Now as for her musical influences, well, Jade cites Diana Ross and English singers Amy Winehouse and Cheryl Cole. Now we found an old short film featuring Jade in the lead role titled Skin, and the film tells the story of a teen girl taken to meet his dad's new girlfriend. And upon arrival, well, she is greeted with disdain from her 2 daughters because of her mixed race.
So, are you both home for the holidays?
According to her mom Norma, well, Jade is incredibly shy and can easily get nervous. She auditioned for the X Factor in 2008 and 2010, but she was turned down due to her lack of confidence. For her 3rd and final attempt, well, she underwent hypnotherapy to help calm her nerves. That was before her audition, and lo and behold, well, it must have worked. In 2011, all 4 girls, they made it through the audition process individually and got onto the show. Now as solo acts, they were unable to move on after being eliminated in the boot camp stage. They were then placed into 2 groups, with Perrie and Jesy going on to Faux Pas, and Leigh-Anne and Jade, well, they were placed into Orion.
If anyone in this room feels uncomfortable with being in a group, You need to leave now.
After some behind the scenes discussions, well, the judges decided to try some old tricks and they invited Jesy, Leigh-Anne, Perrie and Jade back onto the stage. Yeah, One Direction all over again. It's great for ratings. It's great for the girls. It's great for the world. Simon Cowell, you're running out of tricks, you old dog.
We truly feel like the four of you could bring something very special to this competition.
They originally went by the name Rhythmics, but they had to change it as it's already the name of a charity organization. Now the girls, they rocked the remaining of the challenge, leaving the judges with their jaws on the floor.
All I can say is I love this band.
In December of that year, at the end of the 8th season, they were announced as the winners of X Factor, and they became the first ever girl group to win on the show. Sorry, I shouldn't have done that.
I'm just so grateful and thankful to everybody who voted. And everyone, you know, backstage, all the X Factor team have been brilliant and we're so grateful.
Alright. Signing to Simon Cowell's Cinco Music not long after, well, the group kicked off with their debut album DNA in 2012. This was followed by Salute in 2013 and Get Weird in 2015. Now, it wasn't until their 2016 album Glory Days when they really started gaining traction with mainstream music. But while their album sold over 900,000 copies in the UK, Little Mix has not yet penetrated the wall of popularity that will get them into the US market. Well, hopefully that'll change this year because their next release, LM5, well, the first single, Woman Like Me, it dropped in October, features Nicki Minaj, and I've been hearing it quite a bit on the radio. So let's just say they've made it here as well. And that's probably why I'm doing this video. As for the rest of the story, well, you know the story, or yeah, because this is Before They Were Famous. My name is Michael McCredden and we do all sorts of celebrity bios here for you on this channel. You guys gotta let me know who's next in the comments down below. Be sure to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in another video.